Howdy, howdy folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're on episode 3 of the custom guitar build. For those of you who are new here, I have been filming as Robert Rask of Rask Guitars has been building me a custom electric guitar. And so this is episode 3. Now this was a difficult one to know how to make a video on, because literally what we did during this session was just measure the necks specifically of my 3 favorite playing guitars. And this was all done in an effort to make sure that when we start the building process and start making the cuts and everything, we have all the information that we need and we are thinking ahead and thinking through every little detail. Like Robert said, this is supposed to be something like a custom suit specifically tailored to me. So the way I've structured this video is I'm just going to talk for the first part, and I'm going to pull up the spreadsheet that we have of all the different measurements of each of the necks of the guitars that I love, and we'll go through all of those and talk about the differences. And then after that, there's just a long kind of collage of clips of me and Robert in the shop talking about different things, and me asking him questions about why he measures things a certain way and that sort of thing. I kind of had to split it into 2 little parts of this video. Again, there will be timestamps down below so you can find what interests you the most. It was difficult to know what to do, reason being that I know some of you just want to know kind of the quick and easy stuff, and then I know that I've gotten feedback where some people really do want to see what it's like, the whole process, be a fly on the wall in the shop. So I tried to get that done in one video. So let's start with those specs. So as you can see down below, and as you will see in the latter half of this video where we're actually in the shop and measuring these guitars, there are 3 guitars that I chose to focus on when it came to what I love about the way that they feel and the way that they play, specifically the neck and the fretboard. And then there was a 4th, which was the Martin, and that's because I loved the Martin fret height. So that's why that's on there and only has 1 category, because I wasn't really concerned about its neck profile or anything like that. But as you can see, there are 3 main guitars of mine that I chose to measure and to kind of base this custom guitar on. They are, of course, the Yamaha Revstar, the Gibson ES-125T, which is my vintage soulmate from 1959, and then of course there is my Fender Telecaster. Now, as you can see on the sheet below, there are 3 distinct sections. The first section has to do with the width of the fretboard. It starts with the nut and continues all the way down. We are talking specifically about this measurement here all the way down the fretboard. You can see that he measured at 3 different spots: the nut width, the 9th fret width, and then the 17th fret width. Now, as you can see here, we're talking about fractions of an inch. We're looking at measurements that only differ in the hundredths and thousandths place in the decimal. And it makes that much of a difference. It really, really does. And I was actually surprised at how much of a difference it makes across the board. These are the key differences that I wanted to point out. Number 1, at the nut, the Revstar and the Tele were fairly similar. The Gibson was a little thicker. However, by the time we get to the 9th fret, the Revstar fretboard width has surpassed the Gibson, and the Tele has remained almost the same. It really hasn't changed that much. And then, of course, by the time we hit the 17th fret, the Gibson and the Revstar are identical. The Tele is still a little thinner. Now, as you can see, the measurements that are highlighted in green were the ones that we chose to go with, or really I chose to go with, because to me, they're the most comfortable. For those of you who don't know, I'm 5'3". I'm really small. I have small hands, and I want a smaller guitar. I also did a little bit of research, and it looks like on average, most vintage Teles sit in the smaller nut width space, closer to this 1.65 inch measurement, whereas more modern Teles and Strats and Les Pauls are closer to that 1.68, 1.69 measurement, or as a lot of people refer to it, 1 11/16. Up next, we have the neck thickness, and this has to do with the side profile of the neck, specifically the width this way as we go down the neck. Again, he measured at the 1st fret and at the 9th fret. And then the miscellaneous measurement on there has to do with where the heel transition begins. For those of you who are unaware, the heel transition is where it stops tapering and starts to kind of bulk back up because it's getting close to the heel here. And right, you can see that happening right there on the Tele neck. Again, I've got small hands, so I chose to go with the Telecaster. And lastly, we have the fret height. Now, as you can see, there's kind of a lot going on. The first low refers to the first fret on the lower side of the guitar, and the first high has to do with the first fret on the higher side. And again, on the 9th, we measured there, and then the very last fret on the low and the high. This is because frets get worn down over time, and I play these guitars a lot, which is something we talk about in the latter half of this video. They get worn down unevenly, so we were kind of looking at the average. And of course, like I said, the main reason that I brought in the Martin is because I loved the Martin frets. And you can see that they're pretty close to the old Gibson frets as well. I really like that vintage low fret feel. Does it mean I'll have to replace my frets sooner? Yeah, probably, but it's what I want. And this is my guitar, so wahoo. I feel like it's been a trend lately to put jumbo frets on guitars, and it's just, I don't like them. Maybe I play too heavy-handed. Let me know in the comments what you think about fret height and jumbo frets and things like that, because I'm always curious to hear what other players think. Anywho, that's the information. As I said before, the next little bit of the video is just going to be Robert and I talking about the different guitars, what I like about them, why I chose to bring them in, and what I'm hoping to get from them and hopefully kind of replicate in that custom shop guitar. As I said before, feel free to watch on double speed and feel free to jump around using the timestamps as you need to. We'll see you at the end. This is my old Martin, and while I don't necessarily want measurements off of this one,
sure,
the one thing that I do like, the fret height on it, it's very low,
okay,
and the nitro on it is very comfortable.
Okay.
In my mind. So that's why I brought it in.
I love it. Well, I'm going to start making notes, and so we have it all recorded here. And what you like is the nitro feel, and you like the fret height.
Correct. I do like the way it plays, but it plays like an acoustic, you know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's almost kind of a satin feel on
on the back. It's kind of interesting.
On the nitro. I mean, it's not high gloss.
Yeah.
The neck is a little more high gloss than the body, which is interesting.
Isn't it?
Because you'd kind of want that reverse typically,
I would think.
But let's measure your fret height.
Here, should we trigger you? Look how the strings are tied on.
Who did that?
I took it into a shop to get some work done on it, and they did it that way. And I haven't swapped them out yet.
Was this before or after our interview?
It was before.
Okay.
So, you know.
Yeah, I'll let it slide.
Yeah. I didn't do it, right? It was someone else. Just saying.
Okay. So I'm going to take the measurement in a couple places, because if this fretboard has been, it has been worked on, means it's been leveled a few times probably, because you're only at 34 thousandths high on that fret. So here, what I'll do is I'll measure it in a couple of spots.
I don't know who's worked on the frets, because I've owned this its whole life.
Oh, really?
And
that means
someone worked on it without me, or did the frets without me knowing.
Well, no, it may not have. Maybe they're just really small frets.
Are these inconsistencies in the fret heights just from play wear, or what would that be from?
No.
Or is that normal?
That's normal.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a small fret. It's not very tall. They're really, really small. Okay, as you look at it, you do see that it was leveled at one point, and it was probably factory leveled. Oh, okay. So look, let me explain what this means and why this is significant. You know, wood moves and stuff like that. You're building the guitar. They usually finish the neck, at least I do, off of the body. When you put finish on the neck, everything's gonna move microscopically, but it's gonna move, right? They get it fretted, and things have moved a little bit. So actually, my process, what I do is I get a guitar back from the finisher, I glue the neck on, I glue the bridge on, then I level the fretboard. Now that it's on the body, like I'll actually level the whole thing dead flat, with the radius, but straight. Then I'll go through and fret it. And that's going to change things too, because you've got this little slot that you're now cramming a fret into. It's got tangs and it's moving things.
Right.
In fact, some of the old electric guitars didn't have truss rods. They'd make a thin slot and then wedge something thicker into it, and that would create a back bow to counteract the tension of the strings.
Cool.
It's really cool. I've got a guitar my dad bought in 1963 hanging on my wall in there. Yeah. And that's what it was. There was no truss rod. It was literally just, let's use a wider fret and create a back bow.
Fascinating.
Through opening each one of those up, right?
That's super interesting.
It really is. So everything is moving all the time, and everything you do to it changes it and stuff.
Yeah.
So you level the fretboard, and then you put all the frets, and it's all off whack again. I mean, microscopically really small, but it's still. So then you go back through, and you level the frets themselves. And where they start out as a perfect little mushroom top, if you will, right, with that tang underneath. Yeah. Not all of them are going to, even in the fret wire, if I take and measure my fret wire here, and then I go down the roll 2 feet and then measure it, it might be off by 1,000th or 2,000th. Sure. Okay. So then I'm going to put it all in there, and your frets aren't going to be at the same height, which would cause buzz. Right. So now I'm going to go through and level the frets themselves. And so if you have a high fret and you had this nice, perfect mushroom top, and I've leveled it down, now I've got a flat surface across the top of that. Right? Yeah. And so now I have to do what's called recrowning. So I'm going to round it back over and then, kind of file it down so that I have a crown. So if you look at this, you can see this one is a little more, it's not a perfect mushroom top. It's a little more spread out, which means that's been leveled. Okay. Gotcha. Now you come down here, that one's kind of a little more mushroom top looking. This was probably a lower fret that didn't need to be kissed as much or brought down. Maybe it was just kissed a little bit. Does that make sense? Anyway,
it does. It actually does.
So there has to be some kind of leveling to make it work really well. Sure. And so,
I see what you mean.
And a lot of cheap guitars, they don't ever do that. So that's why they don't play well right out of the box, right?
Makes sense. So
anyway, that's where you're at with this one. So you have really small frets to begin with, but they're not. I mean, it's just they're small fret wire. Yeah. It's cool, and you prefer that.
Yeah, I do. I've discovered just over the years of playing. That's my preference.
Amazing. It's so interesting how everybody has a different preference.
Yeah, I think it's Leland Sklar who's the bassist. He's probably most famous for being Leland Sklar, honestly. But he's just this legendary studio player, and he toured with, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. Something in the Way She Moves. I did a video on him. James Taylor. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Toured with James Taylor, and the first thing he does when he gets a new bass is he puts mandolin frets on it.
Wow, so, really tiny.
Yeah, tiny guys.
Little tiny guys.
So
that's interesting. I've got some ukulele frets. Which are probably the same as mandolin frets, but I don't build mandolins, so I don't know.
Yeah. For sure. Cool.
Okay, cool.
Got what
go
you
ahead
need out
and
of
put that one away, and let's get the next one out.
The next victim.
While he's getting out his next guitar, I'm going to show you this one that we just got back from the finisher. This is my first nylon string guitar. It's really pretty. It's pommel quilted sapele back and sides, and a Swiss moon spruce top. It's beautiful. Oh, hey, you're back.
Hey, what's up?
Shameless plug.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Oh, your Revstar.
This is the
remember
Revstar.
This one. This is so beautiful. I have to say that these Yamaha Revstars, they're kind of one of my absolute favorite guitars out there. They're just cool as heck.
They're doing something right.
It's kind of an underrated guitar.
100%. I've always said it's the best guitar under $1,000 easily.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I love about this one.
Stainless steel frets is cool. The P90s.
The matte neck on the back.
Yeah.
That's the one there.
And that's what you're bringing it over for.
That and then.
Okay, I love it because it's kind of. It looks like. Let me take a look at that for a second.
Take her away.
Looking at that neck, it was even more matte. It was even more matte when you bought it. Yeah. But by playing it, you've almost polished it a little more with your hands. Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's a problem.
It's kind of cool. No, it's for real. Like you can see it like right here, it's more satin than the neck is itself.
Totally.
So you've worn into that. I actually do some satin. I did one for a friend of mine, Kirby Hayborn, an acoustic, and I did all satin. Yeah. And where he's playing it and his hands are resting all the time, it's kind of like polished it a little bit.
Totally.
It's kind of an interesting thing. You have done that. You play this a lot.
I mean, I was looking at that Martin, and with all the light reflecting off the top, I was like, man, there's a lot of scratches on that guitar.
Yeah. I love it. This is such a cool instrument. I really, really, really dig it.
Yeah.
On a lot of levels.
They're really, really cool. So I feel like I love the way that the Revstar plays.
Okay.
It does feel like the fretboard width is maybe a little big for my hands.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I mean, work your magic, do your thing. Because like I said, I can only tell you that I like the way they play. I don't know why I do. I've never paid much attention to that.
We're going to compare it. Because what would be kind of funny is if it's narrower than another one.
That's what I'm worried about, honestly. Yeah.
And so that's why I put that in there. The feel was too wide. But, know. Now also, this has kind of jumbo frets on it.
I hate the frets.
You do. Now, they're also stainless steel, and that's kind of what Revstars are known for.
Right, yeah. I mean, high quality frets at a decent price point, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like the frets. I think they're too tall for me.
Big. Okay.
Too big. And I actually love playing the Revstar. Only if I think about it do I think, oh yeah, it's a little too. I don't necessarily dislike the neck profile or the the width this way. I think it's just this way.
So the thickness of the neck you like?
Yeah.
Okay, but the width of it feels a little wide.
Yeah.
Okay, so in order to figure out what the thickness of the neck is, we've actually got to take the strings off.
Go for it.
So we can do that. Now, what about all the way up? Is there a difference in your perception from the neck to the...
It's more comfortable here than it is at the 12th fret or further up the neck. It gets too wide further up the neck rather than down.
It's wider down here.
Then I care.
That is an interesting perception on it.
Take them all off. It's okay. Probably needs a restring anyway.
Are you going to restring? Well, we should have done that with your Martin, with that abomination that... Now I'm overplaying it.
No, you're good.
Leaning into it.
At this point, people are just catching strays left and right.
I'm going to keep swinging at the luthier knot.
Just haymakers left and right.
Hey, this one's kind of bent over. I might have to complain a little bit.
Sorry.
It's a little too luthier knot-esque.
Yeah.
Let me get something to cut it with.
I'm about to catch strays.
Well, look how much time we just wasted.
I know.
I mean, that's like, I'll never get those 3 seconds back.
I know.
Oh yeah, that string is like really funky feeling. It's like there's something growing on the string.
Yeah.
I didn't feel it on any of the others. I really dig the tailpiece on this thing too.
I do too. I actually love guitars that have that kind of, it's like an archtop style tailpiece.
Yeah, I love the old tailpieces. It's very Art Deco looking.
Yeah,
and
100%.
I'm all about it, dude.
I heard a rumor, and I don't know how true this is, but I heard that the goal of the Revstar was actually to make it so it matched a line of Yamaha motorcycles.
Oh, that
and
makes
so
sense.
The idea was
that
like you could get a guitar that matched your motorcycle.
I totally see it.
So I could be completely
especially
wrong.
That piece. It reminds me of like the intake cover on a motorcycle.
Cool.
And some of those Yamaha motorcycles are really cool.
Yeah.
So I want to take a couple of measurements again, kind of like midway and on the end.
Yeah.
And you like the thickness, but not necessarily the width.
Yeah.
And so I'm also going to go width on the first fret. Here's what I got to be careful of. I want to go as far down as I can. If I come all the way down to like the 14th.
Yeah.
Or the 15th or anything like that,
we start to get the
heel transition, right? So what I want to do is I want to come down as far as I can before it transitions, and that puts me at 14. Have 14s. You feel like it goes too wide as it goes down. It has too much of a taper.
I think
it feels decent up here, but it gets too wide down here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, I'm going to give this to you, but I'm going to give that separate so it doesn't bang on anything.
Sure. This is one where I have 12s on this, right?
Okay. So you have some pretty big, heavy gauge strings on it.
Yeah. My Telly has 11s on it.
Okay.
But even with that, I feel like I can play faster and bend better on this guitar than almost any of my other ones.
Interesting. What's the scale length on that one?
I'm pretty sure it's 24.75, but I could be wrong.
We can measure it. That's exciting.
Okay. There you are,
Gosh,
sir.
that's cool. This sucks. This is the one that you found that wasn't put together.
Yeah.
It was like in pieces when
Yeah.
they found it.
The neck was not attached to the body.
Oh my gosh, that's just super cool. What a great guitar. Oh, and I love the cracking and the patina on the nitro on this one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's super cool. Okay, this one does feel like a smaller neck.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Isn't it?
Okay, so let's get into this one. So we're gonna go. Okay, should we do like Chris Alvarez from Driftwood Guitar and cut him in half?
Oh my gosh, dude. I see those all the time and I'm like,
love you, Chris.
there has to be a better way, right?
Right. So on this one, okay, before I start tearing strings off and doing all that, oh look, here's one where you're above and then under.
Yep.
That's funny. All the different ways people say that they wind their strings. That's cool. And these are flat wounds. Really cool.
Yeah, because I primarily use this for jazz when I first got it, and now I use it for all sorts of stuff, but I've never been able to walk away from the flats on it. I just love the way it feels. And maybe this one's an anomaly too, but it's so comfortable, and this is one of those ones that's it's a vibe,
guitar.
right? I don't know that you can.
Sorry, I'm not listening. I'm enjoying playing. No, I'm kidding. No, this is amazing. This really does make me want to just play it. Though,
yeah,
for real.
It does, and it's one of those ones where I tell people I have it, and then they hear it or they pick it up and play it themselves, and they go, "Oh, like there's something about this one."
Yeah, it's a special one. It's
So
got a soul for sure.
Yep.
What a cool instrument. I love everything about it.
Yep.
I don't want to sound goofy or overstated here, but I kind of feel like honored to be in its presence. Like it's a really genuinely. I feel like
and
there's something really special about this instrument.
No, she's an old bird.
Okay, cool. All right, so into what you really love about the neck and the feel and the playability and all that stuff. Because the frets are quite a bit bigger on this one. I didn't measure the height of the fret on the Revstar, but you could see they were jumbo frets.
Yeah, 100%.
And so we know we're not going with that.
Yeah.
These look like jumbos as well. They're not as high as the Revstar.
Yeah.
But they're not far off.
Interesting.
So maybe we should get it back out and measure the height. But anyway, regardless, this is an interesting one. Let's check with the height first.
And then one thing I will tell you about it when you take the strings off,
0.43.
it may be worth it to hand crank some of them because these are the original tuners and they're a little janky.
Oh, I got you.
Like I think this one's bent and so it's
yeah. Okay, we'll be careful
just so you
with
know.
it. Yep.
Vintage instruments,
Yeah.
This is why nobody wants to work on them, right?
Yeah, right. But this one is one of them that you feel just plays really well.
Yeah, I know that it probably could be adjusted for string height and that it's imperfect, right?
Sure.
But there's just something about it.
All right, so talk to me about like width and thickness and stuff like that. What do you like about this one?
It's a good question. I don't know. I just know I like
But you
it.
just, it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels like the right guitar to play.
Yeah.
And some of that, I wonder if it's like, how much of this goes into your perception of the value of the instrument?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm fully ready to accept that I like the opposite of what I think I like, and it's all just like placebo or something.
Yeah. Now we can take strings off.
Okay.
If you're good with that.
So if I'm looking at this, it looks like the Revstar is 1.995, and this one is 1.975. So the Revstar is wider at the ninth than this is, but this one, the Gibson, is wider at the nut than the Revstar was.
Yes.
Interesting.
That's correct.
Okay.
I really love these strings.
Dude, they're by, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but they're by Thomas Stick Infeld.
Okay.
They're like $35 a pack.
Holy.
And I love them. I've tried a bunch of other flats.
Yep.
I found out that they, at NAMM this past year, that they also make electric and acoustic strings. And so I'm really interested to try those.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah.
Okay. I'm into it.
And that is a floating bridge, so just so you know, that will go flying off.
The intonation's pained when you put these things back on. But,
yeah, it's okay.
You're good.
Yeah.
And you can bring strings in and I can help you with it if you need it. I know you got it figured out for the most part, but probably better
I think this is the other thing that I've kind of noticed. I think I have a lot of my guitars set up higher than I think you normally do.
Yeah. And do you prefer that?
It depends on the guitar.
So, because you get used to what you're used to, but I think if you have it set up really, really well, it just feels effortless to play.
Yeah.
No,
absolutely.
Some people prefer,
No, with this one, I've always liked the fight in it. My Revstar is fairly low. My Tele is even lower. So I don't know, because I know that like when I set up guitars for other people, I go based on measurement. But when I set up for myself, I go based on measurement and then I play it and then adjust it accordingly.
Yeah.
And I am heavy-handed. I know that much.
Yeah,
you can feel how
I can feel the issues with
gunky with they are.
Janky.
One day I'll probably have to replace them, but
I don't know that I would. I mean, I just maybe they can kind of be overhauled a little bit.
Yeah, they were when I first got it. Kevin from Best of Music, he did take them apart and clean them up, re-grease them or oil them or whatever it is that you need to do.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at the freaking dents in the frets that you've created.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if it was me or if it was someone else.
Oh,
right?
this that's the life of
quite
the guitar.
a bit of life,
but
Have
you ever had the frets leveled on this thing?
No.
Okay, this is in need of a good setup. And I get it, it's playable and stuff, but man, when you put a really decent setup in there, you're going to see a huge difference, dude. It'll feel like a new guitar.
No, I'm laughing because it's basically just like, these are my guitars. You're like, these are in terrible shape.
You play this?
And
That's an interesting one. That one's kind of like a bronze or gold color. And the rest of them are...
Yeah, the unwound ones are kind of bronze or gold or whatever.
Well, it had, but now it's so old that in some spaces that bronze coating is off of it. So
I think I'm learning that I just don't take care of my guitars very well.
Apparently you do not. We have to have a conversation, Mac.
Well, the other reason I have to say about this one is I always hesitate with it being so old to take all the strings off at the same time, which is why I don't always do a setup. And then the other one is because the strings are like $35 a pack, I don't change the strings a lot.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
So,
well, let's do a setup on this one before you put strings on it.
Okay.
But we're gonna.
These frets are hammered, man.
They're really deep gouged. Put your camera on that.
Oh man, yeah. Get that to see just how.
You think it's time to address those frets there yet?
I don't know, man. I think they got a little more life in them.
Well, you're gonna have some nice low frets by the time you're done.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's funny though.
Please let me do a setup on this guitar. Please. For the love of everything that's green and holy.
Man, there's even some valleys in the wood.
Yeah, and I can address some of that.
I think because I love it so much, I think that's why I'm so afraid to do stuff to it.
Yeah.
It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
6. Okay, at the 9th fret. So look, you can leave it, certainly. And I think you should do it. You're not going to hurt the guitar. And I mean, this is worn down pretty good. We can level some of it out without pulling the frets. At some point, you just pull the frets and you re-level the fretboard, and then everything is dead flat, and then you start over with new frets and stuff. I don't think you're at that point. These are pretty low. And it's just on your first 3 that it's a real big problem.
Yeah.
I mean, they're low on But a quick level, I think you're going to revive this thing.
Yeah.
And then I can scrape some of this a little more flat.
Yeah. It doesn't bother me.
Well, that's what I usually do when I do a setup anyway. And you can probably play it for another decade or so, and then bring it back, and then we'll do a refret. But I think you definitely need a fret level, and you're gonna notice a big difference. You do a good setup on this, and you're gonna see a huge difference. Yeah, I don't want to pick the guitar up with that.
You're good.
I'll
Thank
hand
you.
that to you. It's a killer guitar.
All right, last one.
Okay, so what do you like about your Fender?
Okay, what do I like about the Fender? I definitely like the neck thickness. That's what this one is, right?
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot thinner, especially moving up the neck, right? You can even just visibly see how much thinner it is than all the other ones. There's part of me that wonders if because the neck is thinner, the width feels better.
Feels better.
You know?
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I don't mind the fret height.
Jumbo frets.
Yeah.
They're really wide.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think they've been worn down a lot though, because I don't mind the fret height as much as I do like on the Revstar.
Okay, it's gonna be cool.
There you are, sir.
Okay, what a cool. That's an ash body, right?
Yeah.
And,
pretty sure.
Maple neck. This is cool.
This is the one.
Pretty heavy for a Telecaster. Surprisingly heavy for a Telecaster.
Yeah. This is the one that I think I told you one of my teachers Frankenstein together from a bunch of different tellies. I don't even know where the body's from. I don't know where the pickups are from. I know that the neck is from a 60th anniversary Mexican Nashville telly.
Okay.
That's the only thing I know about it.
Yeah. Wow, that's really interesting. I think you might be surprised at some of the information we pull from it.
I think so too.
Okay, let's see what your fret height is. Do you have a favorite one to play that feels the best to you?
I don't know that I have a favorite to play, other than maybe the Gibson. But I also feel like I don't have one that's perfect. Is there a reason why you don't measure at the 12th?
It's not in the middle. I mean, it's in the middle of the scale length, but it's not in the middle of the fretboard.
That makes sense.
0.047. All I'm going to do is kind of average them, and it's consistent all the way down on the one side.
I'm not exactly sure what hardware to look at, because I do like the idea of brass hardware, but that also limits a lot, you know?
It can.
But maybe that's mostly the body. Anyway, the point I'm getting at is on my 335, I have ratio tuners.
Okay.
And I love them.
I love ratio tuners. I use them on a lot of my guitars.
The ones where it's like each one is specifically set up so that one full turn is a whole step. I
use more ratio tuners than any other tuning machine.
Are you planning on through body for these single cuts?
Yeah.
Cool.
Now listen, if you're looking for like a brass hardware type of thing, is that what you're saying, brass?
Yeah.
It would cost more, but whatever the cost is, I just pass it along. I wouldn't, mark it up or anything. But there is a company that I know of that can take all your hardware. We send it to them, and they can replate it. With whatever you want. Now, I don't know what the cost is. I have never really gone that far.
That's interesting.
And I think it's not too bad if you're batching it with a bunch, so it's worth it.
Yeah.
But if you're doing one, it's only worth it if you really want it and you're willing to spend the money on it.
Sure. What's the name of the company? Do you remember?
I actually have their card.
Goldo?
I'm looking at this. This would make a fun little sculpture.
Yeah.
Where we just drilled holes and have that sticking out. That's kind of fun. I'm a total nerd. I'm an artist. And not all there. Now, as far as profiles, out of all three of them, which one is the most comfortable shape of the neck?
It's probably a toss-up between the Telly and the Gibson.
Okay. There we go. So I'll lock that in. I'll lock that in so we have kind of the basic overall shape. And what I'll do is I'll actually cut it out of a piece of plastic. So as I'm shaping the neck, I can actually put that profile
That's cool.
onto it. Okay, that's really cool. Let me get you that one back into its case.
Thank you, sir.
And let's pull the Revstar out. Okay, so the Revstar, let's get that based out, bottomed out. 53 thousandths on the first fret. Yeah, 530 all the way around. You know, it's really interesting because they're just a well-made, you can tell the fit and finish is just really meticulous. I mean, just everything about this guitar is really cool. Makes me want to quit what I do. No, I'm kidding. No, it's really, I have to say, the more I work on these things, which I don't get an opportunity to work on them often, but I did do a full setup on one just recently. The more I work on these, the more I really like these Revstars. I mean, a lot.
They're killer.
It's like the coolest, most underrated guitar ever.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you got how many positions? 5 positions?
Yep.
What's it do?
I don't know exactly. I know that I only use 1, 3, and 5.
Interesting.
Because I don't really like 2 and 4.
Okay.
And like Chris Buck, the guy who kind of champions these, on his custom model, it's only 3. Saying I don't know what they do is probably not great. It's kind of like they used electronics to try to kind of mimic the 2 and 4 of the Strat kind of sound, but it's not my favorite, so I just never use them.
Cool. That's really cool.
It's got to
look into that a little more because it's just really an interesting thing.
It's got a passive boost as well when you pull up the tone knob.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
I don't really use that either.
No? You don't like the sound of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just ends up sounding kind of muddy. And there are a lot of people, right? I'll say this, there are a lot of people on the internet who swear by those, right?
Yeah.
And what a lot of people do, and what I've seen a lot of people say I should do when I say I don't like it, is they say that when you set up your amp sound, you should pull the passive switch and set it up to that. And then that way you have like kind of a backed off sound versus, you know.
Yeah.
And then a lot of other people, like where I have used it is when you pop it out, it's got a little bit more woody texture. And so if you pop it out and then turn the volume knob down, you can get kind of a cool like arch toppy sound.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So
okay.
It has
its
uses.
It's really interesting because my new single cut is 2 P90s, a volume of tone, and a 4-way selector.
Yeah.
And I do have a little something going on right here that I'm planning on doing. And I didn't even know what Revstar's setup was.
Yeah.
So this is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It shows that my thinking is in the right direction anyway.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, we got all the data that we need, buddy.
Wahoo.
So here's that for you.
Thank you.
And yeah, let's get it aggregated so we can look at it and really compare the data.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. If you want to see the first 2 episodes and want to see where all subsequent episodes will be held, there's a playlist that will pop up somewhere around here. And of course, if you are returning, thank you guys so much for being a part of the channel. As usual, please go make someone else's day better. We'll see you around.